All right. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kahak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, real quick lesson. Okay, I'm gonna title this lesson right here, because we are prophets, we will be punished more. All right, because we are prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, we are gonna be held to a higher standard than the average person. Okay, and this is something that you got to understand when you come into this truth, man. All right, you know, Jake could be in this truth for a while, man, and Jake gets to a point to where he forget that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, expects more out of us than he does a regular nigga. All right, because regular niggas are ignorant, okay, and they don't have the truth. All right, so they doing shit that they feel this is Satan, man. Can't get a video off today, but they doing shit that appeases their flesh, okay, in their own understanding. All right, but we can't move like the rest of these Jakes, you know what I'm saying, and think that, you know, think that we can get away with the shit that the rest of our people do. Okay, the wicked of our people. Okay, we're held to a higher standard. Okay, because Lord willing, man, we are the prophets of the Lord. You see. So being prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, you know, we have to move a certain way. We have to conduct ourselves a certain way, you know, because what's on the line for us is bigger than the average Jake, okay? And, you know, when we get out of line, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to punish us more, okay? Because he expects more out of us, man. All right, so this is just something to keep in mind. All right, because we are prophets, we will be punished more. All right, I've been in this truth for some time. Okay, and what I've learned is the longer you're in this truth, the more responsibility you have, and the more responsibility you have, the less wiggle room you have for folly. Okay, meaning that the Lord is not going to, you know, he's not going to accept your folly, certain shit that the Lord might have let you get away with when you first came in the truth. Okay, the longer you're in this thing, you know, that bullshit, you're going to have to really nip it in the bud, man. Okay, you're going to have to really nip it in the bud. All right, because as you go in this truth, you get more understanding. Okay, and the more you understand, the better you have to become. Okay, and the Lord, he expects that, man. All right. So, okay, this is why us brothers that's in the know, okay, we got to move very careful. All right. You know, my life, you know, I feel like every day, you know, I'm kind of walking on eggshells, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you brothers that's sincere, you feel the same way. You know what I mean? You know, we have that healthy fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and you know, we do our best to kind of just live a simple life. You know what I mean? The longer you're in this truth, the more you want to live a simple life and just really just stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because us being the men of the Lord, okay, trouble is going to find us faster than Jake. You all right? For an example, you know, Jake could go inside of he can go inside of a goddamn Walmart, and Jake could fuck around and steal $600 worth of merchandise and get away with it. Happens all the time, right? Let one of us go up in there in that Walmart and try to steal $600 worth of merchandise. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to make sure we get caught. You know what I'm saying? Jake could be out here on a Friday, Saturday night, bar hopping, drunk out of their mind. You know what I'm saying? Not circumspect, not paying attention to their surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Completely, gone in mirth. Jake could do that shit. But if we try that shit, we go out and we go bar hop and we get drunk as hell to where we black out. Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai is, probably, gonna have shit go bad for us. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shem Shai is more than likely gonna have shit go bad for us, man. Because we're supposed to know better, so we have to do better. Okay, and the Lord is not gonna accept anything less from his men. Okay, remember, we are, the example of Yahweh Shem Shai on the planet Earth. All right. So how do you think the Lord would feel if his men were representing him the wrong way? Okay. The Lord, he gonna get angry at that, man. All right. And I'm telling you this from experience, man. All right. I've noticed over the years, the certain measures of the truth. And, as I grow, I've noticed what I can and can't get away with the Lord anymore. Okay. When I first came into the truth, the Lord kind of let me get away with a lot of ignorant shit, a lot of stupidity. You know what I mean? But as I grew in this truth, all right, and then I, through the grace of Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord put me in a position to where, I got brothers, that's under me. So now I have to be an example for them. I really don't have time anymore to fuck around like I used to. Okay, I don't have time to fuck around like that. All right, which is why I do my best now to kind of live a simple life and not get involved in nonsense anymore. You see, I'm not getting involved in nonsense anymore. Okay, because I understand that Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, the Lord can turn a situation sour with the snap of a finger, man, especially when you ain't supposed to be doing something. So, all right, because we are prophets, we will be punished more. All right. And this is why you have to have a healthy fear of Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's always watching. Okay. The Lord is always watching his men. Okay. All right. The scriptures say that the Lord has care for his elect. Okay. And it also talks about, I don't know where it's at exactly, but the scriptures talk about how the Lord, his eyes are paying attention to, his elect, the men that are calling upon his name. Right. And doing the work sincerely and truly. The Lord is really paying attention to us, man. Okay. He got the angels documenting everything that we do. Okay. So it ain't nothing that we gonna get away with that the Lord, he ain't gonna know about. So we got to be on point. We can't be like Jake. This is why I strongly urge, brothers, to not be hanging around niggas in the world. Okay. I mean, you have acquaintances, niggas that are in the world, your cousins, your family members, your coworker, your ex best friend that you used to kick it with when you was in the world. But I strongly encourage to not really be around Jake that's in the world like that, man, because, you can easily get influenced by they foolishness. All right. You can get influenced by that shit, man. Or you can just be, what do they call that? An accessory to the crime. You know what I mean? To where it's like you didn't really commit the crime, but you were just there at the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay. You hanging out with niggas in the world, and then, these niggas smoke weed, and then you sitting in the car just trying to hang out, and these niggas fire up a blunt and hotbox the whole car. You see? The Lord, they do that all the time. Okay, and they're going to get their judgment, but it's going to be later on down the line. But you do some shit like that, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he going to be on your ass. He probably going to get on your ass that same day. You see? So, we got to be very careful, all right? Especially as, prophecy is being fulfilled, man. Okay, things are wrapping up, man. You see what's going on in the mainstream media, man. Okay, Donald Trump just put a travel ban on on basically all you American citizens, man. Okay, and that reminded me of the scripture in Luke 19, like 19 and 43. I think that's what it is, where it talks about the enemy is going to keep you in. Okay, he going to put a trench around you. You see, so this devil he's making some serious moves, man. Okay. He's making some serious moves, and it's looking like he's getting ready to come down with the official hammer very soon on all of our people. So when that happens, man, all right, anybody that ain't 100% solid with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, the Lord is just going to bring them into judgment, man. Even if you was out there prophesying, even if you was out there doing lessons and videos, okay, if you ain't 100% solid, you still got little grudges with Akim, all right, that you haven't fully resolved. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, he gon' deal with you for that, man. If you know what I mean. This is what the grace period is about right now, man. The grace period is about cleaning yourself up, man. For you brothers out there, okay, that's you still got these grudges, you still can't get along with these brothers, you still can't, I got into it with these brothers, and I'm just gonna kind of, hopefully I could just do the work and then just forget about it, man. You better fucking fix that, man. Okay, be a fucking man and go fix that, man. All right, go, because the times we're coming into, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's only going to come back for those that are, damn near perfect in the spirit, man. Okay. And what does the scripture say about loving thy neighbor as thyself, man? You see? All right. So, this is the time where, we got to really be working on our imperfections, man. Okay, before the Lord bring the flood, because once the Lord bring the flood, the doors of mercy is going to be closed, and at that point, the Lord is just going to be knocking everybody off on his hit list. Okay, and if you ain't cleaned yourself up 100%, you might be on the hit list, man. It don't matter how long you've been out here prophesying, you've been at the camp, you know what I'm saying, doing lessons. Okay. If you ain't really locked in, man, and you just been bullshitting, okay, and you got secret little skirmishes going on that don't nobody know about, all right, the Lord is going to bring you into judgment for that, okay? That go for us, for sure, for sure for us, man, okay, because we're supposed to know better. So let me get these precepts. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. This is Luke 12 and 47. It says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will, okay, And that's ultimately talking about us, okay? Because we know the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Contrary to the rest of our people, they don't know the will of the Lord, man. That's why they live their life like goons and hooligans, man, okay? They don't know, they don't give a damn, okay? But we know the will of the Lord, you see? All right, let me get this real quick, all right, before I continue with that. Okay, Hebrews 10 and 26, right? This is Hebrews 10 and 26. It says, for if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, you see, because at this point we would be sinning willfully. Now, mind you, we are in the flesh. Okay, so like Paul said, this flesh causes you to go off even when you don't want to. Okay, you try to be righteous, but this flesh is gonna kind of stop you. All right, it's gonna sway you in a different direction. All right, but you got to do your best to get this shit under control, man. Okay, you got to do your best to get this shit under control. All right. The Lord can ignore a lot of mishaps that you might have. But once you start really, you get to a point to now you're willingly going against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? Now you know that you're going off, but you just gonna keep going. All right. That's when you're in the wrong, man. That's when you're in the red zone. Okay. It says there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, right? Meaning that, hey, you knew better. Okay. And you chose to go in the opposite direction. All right. So you should already know what's coming for you. Okay. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to come spank that ass, man. All right. So us that are in the truth, us that are, we declare ourselves as prophets. Okay. These are scriptures we got to keep in mind, man. And these type of scriptures should keep a healthy fear on you when it comes to serving the Lord, man. All right. Knowing that if I willfully now go against the Lord, okay, the Lord is going to deal with me for that, man. Just like you jakes that fall out, man. Okay. You jakes that fall out and fall away from the truth. You niggas on the internet. I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite anymore. The Lord gonna come get you niggas, man. Okay? Because you niggas is guilty of this scripture. You're willfully going against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai now. You are sinning willfully. All right? You see these jakes, you know what I'm talking about. These niggas that be on the internet. Why I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite. It's a cult. It's this. It's that. Okay, nigga, you can say whatever the fuck you want, man. But you know too much now. You know the truth. Okay? Your little faggot ass just got emotional because somebody rebuked your punk ass, man. You couldn't take it. But regardless, man, you know the truth, man. All right? You could try to creep back into the world and act like you wasn't a part of this. All right? But you know too much. Okay? To ever go back and be a regular citizen again, man. So now everything you doing is willfully. Okay, you're willfully going against the Lord now. All right. Let's go back to this Luke 12:47. It says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself. You see, this is the grace period. All right. This is the grace period we have right now, man. All right. This is why you got to prepare yourself, man. Okay. If you're not really preparing yourself, man, if you're not really, fighting them demons. All right. This is what the Lord says. It says, neither did according to his will shall be beaten with many stripes. You see, you're going to get it real bad, man. All right. You're going to get it real bad, man, if you don't follow the protocol. We don't have a choice, man. Okay. Us that are, we declare ourselves as prophets of the Lord. We don't have a choice, man. Okay. You read the story. You heard the story of Jonah. All right. You read that story. All right. Jonah tried to flee. He tried to get on a boat and flee. And what happened? The Lord got his ass. OK, big ass fish came and swallowed his ass up, man. You ain't going nowhere. All right. You're going to fulfill the measure that I want you to fulfill. OK, you see, so there's nowhere we can run, man. We either have to do this or we going to die and our families is going to die. All right. And hey, if we got to suffer death in a righteous sense, that's one thing, okay? Because then we go out like martyrs. But to die a shameful death, to die the death of a coward, to die the death of a dishonorable American faggot that, tried to chase the pleasures of this life for a season, okay? Well, how you think the Lord going to look at you when you get back up to the heavens? How you think the angels is going to look at you when you get back to the heavens? They're going to look at you with a sense of disgust. Like, you loser. You see? You don't want that. Because that's really the opinion that matters, man. All this shit that we dealing with in this matrix life, this shit don't matter, man. Fuck what these people think, man. That's why the Lord said, fear not the imaginations against thee, right? All of these opinions and what these niggas think out here, man, it don't matter, man. Okay? The true opinion that matters is up in the heavens, with Yahweh Yahushai. Okay? Those opinions matter, man. All right? Because it tells you in the scriptures how everybody who dies has to go back up to the Father. All right? And receive their judgment, man. All right. Get rewarded for their works. So yeah, those are the opinions that matter. Okay. And if the Lord gave you this truth, right, and you blew the opportunity trying to be a nigga, okay, trying to chase the pleasures of this life for a season, all right, you're gonna get a shameful welcome when when you get up there, man. All right, you're gonna get a shameful welcome, man, and then you're gonna bear witness to the men that actually stood their ground, okay, and held it down. You're gonna bear witness to those men getting crowns, okay, and being honored, and you're gonna see a big difference between how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai looks at those men, which are the elect, compared to how he look at people that did not fulfill the measure, man. It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it, man. Okay, so more of the reason why we got to stay locked in, man. Okay, we're fighting for something bigger than ourselves here. All right. And if we know as much as we know at this point, all right, we're going to be held to a higher standard. All right. And the punishment can actually be more severe than a regular Jake in the world, man. Let me give you an example right here. Okay. This is dealing with a story about a prophet who, the Lord, I'm going to just give you a short background. The Lord sent this prophet. I forgot what land it was, but the Lord sent this prophet into a particular land to go prophesy to a particular person. The Lord gave this prophet strict instructions. When you get into that land, do not eat or drink in that land, right? Lord gave him strict instructions. And what did this prophet do? He went against those instructions. He ate and drunk in that land. Okay. So let's see what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai did to an individual like that, man. This is 1 Kings 13:26. It says, and when the prophet that brought him back from the way heard thereof, he said, it is the man of God who was disobedient unto the word of the Lord. You see, the man of God, a prophet, who was disobedient to the word of the Lord. You see, that can warrant for a very severe judgment, man. All right. I don't think a lot of Jakes understand that, man. This truth is nothing to play around with, man. Okay. It's nothing to play around with, man. All right. The more you get locked in, the more experience you have, you really come to find out that the Lord is not fucking around, man. All right. The Lord is not fucking around. Okay. The Lord, put you in a goddamn a sticky situation, man. The Lord will put you in a sticky situation to teach you a lesson, man. Or the Lord might just kill you, man. All right. And there's been dudes that have been a part of this ministry. OK, stories that I've heard personally. Right. Some, Jakes that were, a part of the body. He became rebellious and stiff-necked. And then shortly after, the Lord put him to death. You see, that's happened before, man. You had that Jake, what was it, last year? I forgot what camp he was a part of, but you had that Jake, he was a part of this camp, right? So he was, I guess you could say, what brothers perceived him to be a prophet, okay? And he was one of them folly brothers, a drunkard, somebody that get drunk and just wild out, okay, tripping. And, the story goes where brothers was warning him over and over and over and over again, okay, and he just would not listen. And I think, he was one of them crazy drunks. So he got drunk one day, and I think brothers told him to go home. Yeah, brothers told him to go home because he was too goddamn drunk. He was acting a fool. He didn't go home, right? That same day, a goddamn fucking, I believe a fucking semi truck ran his ass over, man. Put him to death, man. Crushed his whole body up, man. You see? Because he was a man, he was a supposedly an alleged man of God who was disobedient to the word of the Lord, man. All right. It's not a game, okay? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is serious about the men that have his word, that are responsible for distributing his word. Okay, I'll say it like that. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is serious about that, man. Think about it, man. Think about all of these Jakes that don't have the word. Billions of Jakes that don't got the word, man. And out of all of these billions of Jakes, man, we were fortunate enough to receive this truth. Okay. Yeah, the Lord, he ain't playing. He handpicked us, man. So the Lord is expecting, to double up on his investment. And if you don't double up on the Lord's investment, man, okay, and you call yourself a man of the Lord, all right, you're going to be in trouble, man. Okay, you're going to be in some serious trouble like this prophet right here. I'm going to keep reading. It says, therefore, the Lord hath delivered him unto the lion, which hath torn him and slain him according to the word of the Lord, which he spake unto him. Yeah, so this prophet who, like I said, who went into that land and ate and drank when the Lord told him not to, okay, what happened to him? A lion ripped him apart, man. A lion put him to death. The Lord sent a lion on him, man. You see, that's a severe punishment. Okay, that's a severe punishment, you know, because he was an allegedly a prophet. OK, and he knew the Lord's will. So the Lord made sure that he was going to be beaten with many stripes for disobedience. You see. So this is just an example of how the prophets will be punished more, man. OK, if we go off. All right. If we go off, if we willingly go in a direction that's contrary to, the Lord's program, man. OK, we can really get a severe judgment for that, man. All right. So I would suggest, man, brothers, live a simple life, man. You know what I'm saying? Live a simple life. OK, and take it easy. All right. Fuck all the bullshit, man. Fuck all these chasing these women. All this shit is trouble, man. I'm telling you, bro. You know what I mean? All right. Trying to hit the scene all the time. And, now, brothers do have a little fun and brothers do like to go out and enjoy themselves. But, hey, you got to be mindful, man, and circumspect. OK. And always remember, man, we're at war. OK. Always remember we are at war, man. OK, because this world is designed to get you in trouble with the Lord. OK, this is the valley of the shadow of death, man. So this world is everything around us, man, is working against us. All right. The food is working against us, man. These women are working against us. These people have Satan on them, man. OK. And if you're not moving in the right spirit, man, you could fuck around and end up in jail. You know what I'm saying? You could fuck around and get shot. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, man. All right. So we got to move way more careful than Jake. Jake could be out here fucking around and bullshit, la-di-da, la vida loca. We can't, man. We can't. We got to be locked in, man. We got to have a disciplined life. Right? We got to stay focused. OK, we don't have no room for error, really. All right. But it will all be rewarded in the next life if we maintain this discipline. All right. This is what we're sacrificing our life for, man. This is a part of sacrificing your life. Living a tight knitted life. Living a life of discipline, according to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Most Jakes can't handle this, man. OK. Most Jakes cannot handle this. This is why, like I said, niggas fall out because they cannot handle the discipline. They want to be free willy bisexual niggas, man. I don't know. But I know that most Jakes can't handle this discipline, man. You know, So with that, go ahead and wrap it up. Give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai Shalom.